Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I have been challenged by Cosori to try out their Turbo Blaze air fryer. I have been asked to put it to the ultimate test by trialing 10 viral air fryer recipes in it. I'm going to be showing you a huge variety of air fryer recipes, which I really hope you're all going to enjoy. Cosori's Turbo Blaze air fryer has a large 6-litre capacity, and something that I really love about it is that it's noticeably quieter than other air fryers I have tested out before. It has loads of different functions. I mainly use the air fryer function, but you can proof in here, you can bake in here, you can air fry, you can do so many things in this air fryer, which means it has a really wide temperature range too. It can go from anything from 30 degrees centigrade up to 230 degrees centigrade. Something that I really love about this air fryer is the safety feature that it's got. In order to open the drawer, you have to press this button on the handle, and that releases the drawer to open. I will, as always, link this air fryer down below in my description box so you can go and check it out in a bit more detail and use any of the promotional codes that I have also listed down below in my description box too. With all that said, I'm just going to jump straight on into this video. I really hope you enjoy it. Let me know which is your favorite and let's get cooking. We are going to be making the ultimate pork belly in the air fryer. So what I've got here is obviously some pork belly. Then I've got some ground ginger, salt, pepper, apple cider vinegar, and some oil. So what I'm going to do first of all with this is I'm going to flip it over so it's skin side down, and then I'm going to score into the meat about 1 inch thickness apart. Then I am going to, in a bowl, mix together my salt, my ginger, some pepper, and some of my apple cider vinegar. Mix it all together until it's nicely combined, and then I'm going to smear it all over the meat side of this, getting in between all the little cracks I've made as well. Then I'll flip this over and pop it onto some tin foil before brushing the top side of the pork belly with some of the oil, and then I'm going to top this with lots of salt too. I'll get the tin foil and just wrap it up to the side so that the skin is exposed but not the side of the meat. I'll then pop it into my air fryer on 150 degrees centigrade for 25 minutes to begin with. And then after 25 minutes is up, you want to take your pork belly out, scrape the salt off the skin before putting some more oil onto it and just rubbing it all over the skin. Then pop it back into your air fryer on 205 degrees centigrade for a further 30 minutes. Once the 30 minutes is up, it's ready to cut. It is so super crispy, and I cannot describe how good this tastes. So this is going to become a cheesy bacon and egg sandwich. So what I've got here is some bread, some sliced cheese, some bacon rashers, 2 eggs, and then I've got some salt and pepper as well. So you're going to use 1 egg for each sandwich. So what I'm going to start off by doing is just buttering the outer sides of the bread. Then I'm going to flip the bread over, and I'm going to press a little kind of dent in the middle of it with a spoon. Once I've done that, I'm just going to lay the bacon rashers around the outside of one of the slices, and I will then just crack the egg carefully into the little hollowed center that I've just pushed down with my spoon. Then you want to pop this into the Cosori air fryer on at 200 degrees centigrade for 6 minutes to begin with. Then once the 6 minutes is up, you want to lay your cheese slices on top of your egg and bacon, and also pop the top half of your bread on there too. Back onto the air fryer again on 200 degrees centigrade, but this time for 3 minutes. Once your time is up, you're ready to take the sandwich out, cut it in half, and simply enjoy. Okay, so now we're going to be making some salmon. Now, I've never made it like this before, so I'm very curious to see what it's going to turn out like, because we're going to smother these in mayonnaise. So I've just got 2 salmon fillets here. I'm going to put some salt and pepper on each. Then I'm going to get some mayonnaise and put a generous amount on each before putting a little bit of grated cheese on the top as well. And then I'm going to pop this into the air fryer on 175 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes. As you can see, they are looking absolutely delicious. Okay, so now I'm going to make some Yorkshire puddings. So this does not fit in the air fryer. It's just a tiny bit too big, but you can get ones that do fit into this air fryer. So what I'm going to be cooking them in is these silicone little cupcake holders. They are going to be slightly funny shaped at the bottom, but that's absolutely fine because they're still going to taste absolutely amazing. So what I've got is some eggs. I've got plain flour. Make sure you get plain flour because self-raising just won't rise. I've got some milk and some salt, and then I've got this little cup. This is actually a half cup, 125 ml, but for 4 people I find it's the perfect size. So what I'm going to do is the same ratios of eggs, milk and flour, and then a grind of salt into here. I'll pop it into my little blitzer, whiz it all up, leave it for 10 minutes to set, and in those 10 minutes what I will do is put my little cupcake holders into my air fryer with a little drizzle of oil in each. Pop it in for 5 minutes on 180 degrees centigrade so that oil can heat up nicely. And then once the 5 minutes is up, I will pour my batter into each little cupcake holder. Back into the air fryer on 170 degrees centigrade for 20 minutes. And as you can see, when your Yorkshire puddings come out, they have risen to perfection and they are absolutely delicious. All right, so now I'm going to be making some bread in my air fryer. So the great thing about the Cosori air fryer is it has got a huge temperature range. So you can go from 30 degrees, which is actually your proof setting, and it can go all the way up to 230 degrees centigrade. So you can cook so many different things in here. And obviously, like I showed you at the beginning, you have got lots of different settings too. I mainly use the air fryer setting, like I said, but on this occasion, I'm going to be using the proof setting to begin with. So the ingredients that I've got in here so far is 1 egg. I've got 2 teaspoons of sugar. I've got 1 little sachet like this of fast acting yeast. You can buy these in any supermarket. They're great for making bread. I've got a cup of milk. I've got a 1/4 cup of oil, 3 cups of plain flour I've got. I should have used self-raising flour, but I don't actually have any. So I put 1 teaspoon of baking powder in here as well. And I've also got a pinch of salt too. So I'm just gonna mix this all together, and then I'm gonna pop it into a little dish and then pop it into my air fryer, like I said, on the proof setting, which is at 30 degrees centigrade. I'll do this for 60 minutes. So it has quite a long time to proof. And then you want to pop it in on 125 degrees centigrade for half an hour. And once the time is up, as you can see, you have bread that looks a little bit like cake. Just had to cut in here with the bread. Chris just had a try of this and he was like, that's delicious. And I said, but it tastes weird. It's not like a normal bread. And I think it's the addition of the sugar in here. But then he said, yeah, but it's like a scone. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's exactly what it tastes like. So I've just put some jam on top. Oh my God, I've made a massive scone. That is delicious. So now we are going to roast a beef joint in our Cosori air fryer. So what I have got here is a 900 gram beef joint. This is a beef brisket, and then I've just popped it into my air fryer. I actually took it out of the fridge a little earlier so that it's already at room temperature. If you take your beef out and you put it straight in the air fryer, you might need to add on a little bit more time because it will still be chilled in the middle. So what I'm going to do to this is I'm just going to pop some of my oil on top and then put a generous amount of salt on top. I will turn the beef over as well to make sure my oil and salt goes all the way around it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the air fryer on 210 degrees centigrade for 5 minutes, and that's going to act as like you searing your beef. After that, I'll turn this down to 180 and I'll carry on cooking this for an extra 25 minutes. For every sort of 450 grams of your beef, you want to cook this for 15 minutes. That's going to make your beef come out rare. If you want it medium, add another 5 minutes. If you want it well done, add on an extra 10 minutes. And that is literally it. Now you can just let it rest for a few minutes, carve it up, and it's ready to serve. So what we're going to be making here is a crispy flower onion. So as you can see, I have already prepped my onion. What I've done to this is I have just taken off the top part of the onion. Then I have peeled it. I have maintained the root side of the onion. You do not want to take this bit off. So you want to take off all of the skin of your onion, carefully remove it around the root part, and then you want to cut your onion into quarters. be careful again, and then cut each quarter into a third. Then as you turn the onion over, you just carefully separate it out, and as you can see, it starts to look like a flower. Once you've done that, you then want to pop it into a bowl of water to soak for 2 hours or so. So you can just kind of prep this well in advance and then just keep it soaking until you're ready to cook it. The reason you want to soak this is because it stops it burning in your air fryer. Once it's soaked for 2 hours, you then want to start making up your batter for it. So what I've got for this batter, as you can see here, some plain flour, some curry powder, garlic, salt, paprika, basil. I've got pepper, and then these are going to be for afterwards. Here I've just got some breadcrumbs and some oil spray. So in a bowl, I will mix together all of these different components, and then I'll also add in enough water so that when I mix this together, it becomes a nice thick batter. Once it's all ready, I will carefully remove my flour onion from my water, and I will just pat it dry first of all before popping it into my batter and coating my onion completely. You want to get in between all those different flour layers. Once you've done that, you can then just put this into the air fryer really carefully and then sprinkle over your breadcrumbs before just spraying some of your oil spray onto it. You then want to pop the air fryer on 175 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes. And then when this comes out, as you can see, it looks really, really effective. It is super crunchy, and honestly, it tastes amazing. This is something that could easily be done as like a fun starter, or if you're having it in Indian, this could be a side dish too. So now I'm going to cook a whole chicken in the air fryer. If you haven't tried cooking chicken in the air fryer before, you really have to, because the chicken comes out so delicious and it holds so much of its flavor and juices in there, so it's not dry at all. So like I said, I've got a whole chicken. This is a medium chicken, and because this Cosori air fryer has got a big capacity, a 6-litre capacity, you can easily fit a medium chicken in here. So I've just pushed the legs a little bit to the side so that the air can get all the way around all of the joints so that it cooks evenly. And then what I have got here is some oil. I've got some garlic salt. This is so good. If you don't have this, just use normal salt, and then you can just put some garlic on top of here and sort of rub it around. I have got some paprika and some basil too, or you can use oregano, totally up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these different oils and herbs and spices onto both sides of my chicken. So I'm going to lay it on the top and then flip my chicken over and pop it on the bottom before putting it into my air fryer on 175 degrees centigrade. This is going to go on in total for 1 hour, so it's going to get super nice and crispy. Once the full hour is up, you can take your chicken out, and as you can hear, it is so deliciously crispy, and I cannot tell you how amazing this tastes. So next up, we're going to be making some roasted veggies. So what I've got, obviously you can use whatever you fancy, but I love roasting peppers. I've got broccoli, carrot, and a red onion. And then to dress it, I've got some chili flakes, basil, salt and pepper, and some virgin olive oil. So what I'm gonna do first of all is just cut everything up into bite-sized pieces, and I'm gonna pop it into this mixing bowl. I'm then going to add in some oil along with some salt and pepper, some basil, and my chili flakes, and give everything a really good mix together until it's nice and evenly coated. Then I'm going to pop it into my Cosori air fryer on 175 degrees centigrade. You're going to put this in for 18 minutes in total, but what I like to do halfway through is just bring the drawer out, give everything a good mix around, and then pop it back in for the remaining time. After your 18 minutes is up, your veggies are cooked to perfection. We love to have this with some halloumi on the side and some couscous. It makes a really lovely summer meal. Okay, so here we're going to be making some chips. Now, in my opinion, I feel like this is a bit of a faffy way of making chips, but it's a viral video, so I've got to give it a go. So what I have done here already is I have peeled some potatoes, and then I have put them in some water. I've cut them up, put them in some water, brought them up to the boil until they're nice and soft so that they are ready for mashing. I've not added anything else to this. What I am going to do to it though, before adding some flour and some garlic, is is I'm going to, you can mash this, but I have got this potato ricer. This makes sure you get out any lumps. You want to make sure you mash this very, very, very well so that, like I said, it's lump free, so they make the best chips. So what I will do is I will push all of the potatoes through my rice masher before I add in some plain flour and some garlic salt. You can add fresh garlic to this if you'd like, and then some salt on the side. But because I've got garlic salt, I'm just gonna kind of do the 2-in-1. Once I've done that, I'm just gonna mix everything together so that everything is nicely combined before getting some parchment paper, laying it down, putting my mixture onto the parchment paper and rolling it out so it's nice and flat, but it's kind of maybe ½ centimetre thick. You then want to put this into the freezer for 15 minutes just so it can set a little before taking it out and then cutting it into strips. These strips are going to become your chips. Once you have cut everything into strips, you then want to pop these into your air fryer on 180 degrees centigrade for between 10 to 15 minutes. So because your potato is already cooked, all you're doing in this time is you're going to be making the outside of your potato really nice and crispy and golden brown. And then after the full 15 minutes, they are then ready to enjoy. You can sprinkle a little bit more salt over the top and give them a go. Like I said before, I feel they're a little bit faffy. However, they do taste amazing. So those are the 10 viral air fryer recipes I wanted to share with you today. I really hope you enjoyed them. Like I said, I will link Cosori's Turbo Blaze air fryer down below in my description box so you can check it out further. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.